Hello, everyone. Hi, everyone. It's Ayana. I am so excited from Thrive and Be Whole. I am so excited to be going live right now. It has been a minute. Okay, can I just say that? If you haven't seen me in a live, don't worry. You haven't missed anything. It's because life has been happening over here, but I'm very excited to be going live today and especially to be talking about something that inspires me so much. I'm talking about why forgiving yourself is so critical for your success, and this is part one. Okay, so I'm going to be doing a two-part video here, and I am just so juiced to talk about this topic because it is critical for our success. So first things first, before we jump into that, happy end of Black History Month. And happy Love Month as well, okay? I like to call February Love Month. It's not just about Valentine's Day. I'm a corny person, so that's just the way that I roll. So today we're going to be talking about why forgiving yourself is so critical for your success, okay? And so we're going to be talking about self-compassion and self-love. So first thing, this is a very, very critical topic. It's one of the most important things that I love to talk about because I've coached at this point in my career hundreds of people, okay, men and women, and it doesn't matter what the circumstances are for people. This is one of the most critical and damaging issues that I see happening across the board. So whether you are looking for professional success, personal success, or a combination of both, okay, over here, then this is one of the biggest things I see getting in the way of people's goals and sabotaging them. Okay, it is when we are trying to accomplish a goal, we are so hard on ourselves, we beat ourselves up, and guess what? It doesn't bring us any closer to our goal for the long term. So this is a critical thing to work on, and I'm so excited to talk about why this is so important. And if this is an area that you struggle with, or maybe an area that you weren't sure you struggled with, I'm going to be bringing out some courses that talk about how to be kinder to yourself and why it is so important for your success. Okay, I'm going to be doing some courses about that, and you'll hear more about that in the next coming weeks. So let's dive right on into why this is so critical. So here's the problem that I see happening as I've coached hundreds of people over my career at this point. And this is also a problem that I have as well. So it's normal for so many of us to have goals that we want to accomplish. But so many of us are blocking ourselves from taking action or moving forward. A lot of us stagnate. Okay, so whether it's a health goal, whether it's an exercise goal, an eating healthy goal, right? My health coaching days, whether it's a life goal, a career goal, no matter what it is. So many of us, we set these goals for ourselves and then we stagnate and we wonder why we're struggling. And we all have an inner voice inside of us that talks to us. I think they did studies about this, that we have about, I think like 60,000 plus thoughts every day. And for so many of us, the tape deck that is playing in our head is negative. And what ends up happening is when the tape deck in our head is negative, it talks us out of taking risks. And unfortunately, risk taking is what we need to be successful. We need to take risks to accomplish goals. We need to take risks to push ourselves out of our comfort zone. So it's critical. And a lot of us have a tape deck that's playing in our head that says things like, I'm not good enough. I can never be more than where I was. I can never move beyond where I am. I can never achieve more. And when we do that, we have these thoughts in our head that just tell us, why even try? Why even attempt it in the first place? Right? So raise your hand. I know it's not just me. Who has talked yourself out of a goal time and time again, right? Yeah, we do it all the time. And so our actions follow our thoughts. So when we set ourselves up for failure and negativity and I can't, we don't try things. We don't attempt anything that feels outside of our comfort zones. And this also goes hand in hand with imposter syndrome, right? How many of us feel like, oh my goodness, I just don't know as much as they want me to? And this happens a lot professionally. So a lot of us were conditioned to be humble. We were conditioned to not celebrate our wins, to not celebrate any accomplishments that we have going on in our lives. And this can be one of those things that also sabotages our progress, right? We don't celebrate the little things that we do. We don't celebrate the bigger things that we do, or we only take a small amount of time with it, and then we just try to keep pushing forward. And all of these things can lead to us staying in our comfort zone, staying safe, and beating ourselves up chronically, and it's terrible. And so it's critical if you want to accomplish anything, whether it's personal or professional. You have to believe that you can. That's the only way you will take action. You have to believe that you can, that you are good enough, that you are worthy of success. And if the tape deck in your head is negative, you have to change it. Okay, so let's talk about some solutions. So you're like, okay, I acknowledge that I have a negative tape deck playing in my head sometimes, or that I grew up a lot of times feeling that way, feeling really negative and having a negative mindset. What do I do about it? Well, the solution, it might take a little while, but there is hope, okay? And I'm living proof of this solution. But the first step is to deal with self-forgiveness, okay? And self-forgiveness is a critical skill to have. It's really about healing your past, okay? Now, this is deep work that might take many years. But a lot of us are holding on to different mistakes and failures that we've made from the past that we are still beating ourselves up for now. Okay, some of us have goals that we tried to accomplish years ago that didn't happen, and we're still beating ourselves up for now. And so this might be, forgiving ourselves for the past and for past mistakes is something that might take years to work through, but it is 100% worth it. And it's okay. So, it's okay to take baby steps in this process. So this is something that I worked on over, with therapy and coaching, and it really helped me. I used to beat myself up for, being a teacher for a long time and not making us over a certain amount of money. And that was shame that I carried with me. And therapy and life coaching actually helped me really work through a lot of those feelings and actually kind of be able to forgive myself for a lot of those mistakes and to recognize that every decision I've made has led me to be this person who I am today, right? And to actually find gratitude. So self-forgiveness for past mistakes, past traumas, all of that is very, very important. And it's a slow moving process, but it can help you find peace. The second step, self-compassion. Now, what's different about this, you're like, well, what's different? Self-forgiveness versus self-compassion. Well, self-forgiveness is deeper work where you're dealing with shame, right? Shame is that emotion that makes us feel terrible, right? And can leave us feeling depressed and anxious. Self-compassion is about the here and the now. It's ongoing present work. It is about being nice to yourself now, in the present, when you make mistakes now. Okay? That is critical. So being able to recognize that you are human and beautiful and imperfect and flawed, and that's okay, and that you're not going to get it right all the time, and that not only is that a normal thing to do, but that it is okay. It can be kind of annoying to make mistakes, for sure. There's nothing wrong with about not wanting to make mistakes all the time, but that after you get over those feelings of irritation and frustration with yourself, recognizing that mistakes are a beautiful opportunity to learn, that challenges do help us grow. And so being kind to yourself when you fall. It's self-compassion is about making a choice. You can't, self-forgiveness is about healing the past, and that might take years, but self-compassion is something you can make a decision about today. It's saying to yourself, hey, I choose in this moment that whatever mistakes I just made, not washing the dishes when I said I was going to do it, not making that phone call when I said I was going to do it, not applying for that job, whatever it is, right? Not doing X, Y, or Z that I didn't do today, that I'm choosing to forgive myself, that I'm choosing to be compassionate with myself in this moment, and that I'm choosing to learn from it, that I'm choosing to grow from it, and that I'm recognizing that it is a beautiful opportunity for me to learn and grow. Be kind to yourself when you fall, and that goals come with mistakes built in. Goals come with failure baked into the pie. We're not going to set up goals and then try to take action on them and be perfect. No, the trajectory for a goal is like up and down, up and down. It's up and down. I mean, it's up and down and all over the place. So when you recognize that failure is a part of learning and growth and the goal process, it will give you the power to believe that you can and will and get back up every time you fall. And it will give you grace and patience with yourself that is critical. Okay, and then the third element that is going to be very important to help, that is a big solution that will help us be kinder to ourselves so we can be successful, is self-acceptance. Oh, yes. Everything comes down back down to loving yourself, right? So it's loving yourself as you are right now. Okay? And that's a hard one. Okay? But it is possible. Accepting yourself as you are right now, warts and all. Not later when you have something, not later when you accomplish your professional goals, not later when you lose weight, not later when you finally get to start eating well or exercising. No, right now as you are, because you are amazing and you are worthy. Recognize that you are uniquely you. There is no one else on planet Earth who is just like you. Isn't that a trip? I love that. There has never been any other you ever in all of the hundreds of billions of people who've been on this planet. Okay, I'll look that up later. I'm a teacher, so I like to be factual. But whatever. The billions of people who've existed before you, who exist now, you are the only you. There's no one else on planet Earth who can bring exactly what you can bring. So love yourself right now as you are. And this is not just lip service. This is something that I did. Okay? I talk about this all the time. You guys have heard me talk about this in the past when I had more of my health coaching focus. That this is part of the way that I lost 50 pounds. One of the things that I did was I had to love myself and accept myself as I was 50 pounds heavier than I currently am now. And a few years ago, I was able to lose that 50 pounds and keep it off. And I have discovered a love for my body, even though it's not perfect all the time, and eyebrows out of place and hair sometimes looks a mess, but whatever. Like, despite all of it, I love myself through it in a way that I was never able to when I was younger. So it is possible. Okay? When you can accept yourself for who you are, warts and all, you can move mountains and you're not afraid to take risks. So all of this is critical for your success. It's one of the best gifts I gave myself. Okay? And again, it helped me to lose weight and keep it off and maintain a healthy lifestyle. I'm 37 going on 38. I'm at the healthiest I've ever been. Okay, well, maybe not like since childhood, but you get what I'm saying as an adult. Okay? I was able to start career changes and go for my business and do all of these things that are really crazy. Right now, I'm actually studying software development in addition to some of the other things that I've been doing. Okay? And all of these things help to shield me and protect me and put me in a protective bubble that when I fall, I'm able to pick myself back up. And that's critical for success. That's all success is. It's consistency and being able to pick yourself back up. So just, in conclusion, recognize that this is a lot easier said than done. Okay, I recognize that. I'm the first one to recognize that. And so many of us were not taught this. The generations who came before us, they were giving us the best of what they had, but we didn't recognize how critical all of this was for success. So don't beat yourself up. This took me years to figure out, right? And if you're on your journey now, that's okay, but you still can have success. You still can achieve your goals by starting some of these processes now. And so I needed coaching and therapy, again, to get this stuff done. And that's okay. It's one of the best gifts you can give yourself. And if you want one-on-one coaching with me, let me know. I'd be happy to help. And here's what I want to talk about. You're like, okay, if you are rocking with me in this video and you're like, okay, Ayana, I get it. That makes a lot of sense to me. Thank you for elucidating all of that. But how do I do this? Don't worry, I got you covered, okay? Next week, we're going to be talking about how we can actually do that, how we can actually transform that fearful and that unkind voice. As I said before, I've had practice, okay? I've practiced on myself, and I've practiced with hundreds of people I've coached and thousands of people I've spoken to and done these activities with, okay? We got this. And I'm also creating a course where if you are like, you know what, I don't even know where to begin on this, in the next couple of weeks, you will hear about a course that I'm developing on either Skillshare or Udemy, where you will be able to practice these skills. You'll be able to do activities that actually help you transform your voice in a positive and empowering way, okay? I believe in you. You got this. If I can do it, we all can, okay? So with that said, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your weekend. I hope you take this into the start of your week and feel really good and empowered because you deserve it. And happy almost birthday to my mom. Her birthday is tomorrow, so I'll be celebrating with some cake. Bye, everyone. Take care.